This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
One person was injured when a car crashed into a cement truck in Newburgh Monday morning. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A new law is making it mandatory for law enforcement to carry an overdose reversal medication. And we'll tell you about how all this rain is impacting local farmers and their crops. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Chase Ropenack. Chase?
Thank you. Our first weather today is brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. All right, looks like temperatures are starting to warm up in our area. We've hit a Bangor 70 degrees. We have some 70s hanging around the southwestern part of the state. Chillier, so they're only around 61 degrees, right? But most of the general area will be reaching around those low 70s today. And let's take a look at those scattered showers. It looks like they're going to pick up a little bit, and they're going to stay around the central to southern part of the state. And it looks like it will be around light to moderate rain, nothing too extreme out there, no heavy rainfall. And then we'll have some cloud cover followed up after those scattered showers pass. But for today, the high is only going to reach around 70 degrees, what it's at right now. Scattered showers are going to move through the area throughout the day, and winds will be from the north around 5 miles per hour. Going into tonight, we may have some clouds, and a few showers are going to pass, lingering in from those showers today, and the winds will calm down with a low of 52 degrees. Going into tomorrow, the rain's going to finally pass. We'll have some mostly sunny skies, and the high will 5 degrees. Going into, we'll have some partly cloudy skies with some sun peeking in while we have those scattered showers moving through, and it looks like the high today will reach around 70 degrees.
Thank you, Chase. One person was injured when a car crashed into a cement truck Monday morning. It happened at mile marker 174 on Interstate 95 in Newburgh a little after 10:30. 72-year-old Diane Malhoit of Dexter was traveling northbound when she rear-ended a cement truck. Her Chevy Spark became partially trapped under the truck. Malhoit was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. She was the only person in the car. The driver of the cement truck was not injured. The crash remains under investigation. 2 people were injured in a head-on crash on Interstate in Augusta Saturday. It happened a little before 8:30 p.m. near mile marker 112 southbound. A state police spokesperson says 45-year-old Sarah Lincoln of Winthrop entered the interstate the wrong way and struck a vehicle driven by 18-year-old Julia Cronstrand of Litchfield. Cronstrand was taken to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Lincoln was transported to the hospital with just minor injuries. The spokesperson says the preliminary investigation shows Lincoln is suspected of driving under the influence. The crash remains under investigation. According to the governor's office, in 2022, a total of 716 individuals died from overdose deaths in Maine. Now a bill has been signed into law making it mandatory for law enforcement to carry Narcan, an overdose reversal medication. The hope is to lower the number of deaths in years to come. Devin Dagnold has the latest.
On Friday, June 16th, Maine joined the growing number of states requiring law enforcement officers to carry Narcan at all times while on duty when Governor Janet Mills signed LD 1036 into law. But according to Maine State Police Public Information Officer Shannon Moss, most police departments throughout the state have already been carrying Narcan as a precaution.
I won't say we're one of the last to start carrying it, but we certainly weren't the first in the city of Augusta. But what I found as time went on is we were a lot of times the first folks there, and we want all of those things at the immediate disposal for the public and our own officers when it happens.
Despite the growing trend of officers carrying Narcan, Representative Nina Milliken of Blue Hill didn't want to leave the decision to individual departments or officers.
Currently in statute, it's up to the chiefs or the leaders of those departments to determine whether or not their officers should be carrying Narcan, and I didn't want that type of flexibility. I wanted it in law that they had to be carrying it. Obviously, if you had turnover and a new chief came on who didn't think that it was an important thing to do, they might not do it, and I didn't like that idea.
LD 1036 is the first bill Milliken has ever proposed, and she says as somebody who has suffered from substance abuse disorder in the past, it's incredibly exciting to see it become a law.
Well, it feels really personally important, and I think it's a good bill for the whole state, so obviously, or I wouldn't have put it in.
The new law will take full effect on January 1st, 2024. Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Maine Lobstermen's Association is speaking out on their historic win in a federal appeals court last week. A panel of judges unanimously ruled to vacate a lower court ruling. That earlier ruling had sided with the National Marine Fisheries Service, upholding potentially devastating new regulations for the Maine lobster fishery. The new decision came down Friday from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. The judges noted in their decision that the National Marine Fisheries Service had used, quote, worst-case scenarios where they lacked the data to substantiate their proposed regulations and cuts to the lobster fishery. Those measures were meant to protect North Atlantic right whales from entanglement in fishing gear. The judges addressed this directly, saying the Fisheries Service was not allowed to use those assumptions as a basis for their biological opinion.
That was the crux of our appeal, was you just can't use the worst case scenarios because the law says that you have to use what is likely to occur. And worst case scenarios and likely are two totally different things.
Porter says the focus now will be on developing new science surrounding how best to protect the right whale and new ways of gathering the most accurate statistics surrounding entanglements. He says the judge's ruling means NOAA must draft a brand new biological opinion and proposed rules for the right whale and lobster fishery.
We're definitely taking a victory lap right now, but there is a lot of work to be done. We need to make sure that National Marine Fisheries Service gets this new biological opinion right. And we need to be with them and holding their feet to the fire all the way.
Porter says he's not sure whether conservation groups who push for the new regulations will take further legal action. The Maine Senate is set to vote on LD 1364, an act to prevent opioid overdose deaths by authorizing harm reduction health centers. This bill is among a few others that law enforcement says will decriminalize drugs in Maine. Over the past few months, we have reported on how laws like these have affected states like Oregon, where officials say drug use without penalty is tying the hands of state prosecutors and police. They say they have been left to watch without any way to protect citizens. Some law enforcement leaders are sending a message as they face the war on drugs at the State House.
When you take this and you flip the laws that we've been enforcing upside down, and you say, okay, you can enforce them everywhere except for this particular location. That's very, very problematic.
So I think if this legislation does go through, this is going to be the first step and, essentially in a downhill slide. And, we're at risk we are at risk of losing this fight. I mean, let's take a common sense look at what's going on around the country and other parts of the world. I think Oregon with decriminalization is a shining example. This is one step away from decriminalization.
1364 passed the House last week with a vote of 77 in favor and 66 against. If made law, the bill authorizes municipalities to approve the operation of harm reduction centers in their communities. It also offers immunity from prosecution for those who use the centers as well as the center staff. Some farmers have experienced a delay in crop growth due to the recent boost in rainfall. A.J. Douglas has details.
It's hard to get perfect weather, too dry or too wet. We can't do much about that.
Bonner Farm in Belmont is best known for its mixed organic vegetables, selling produce to local restaurants, the Belfast Co-op, and individual customers via its convenient farmers market stand. However, growers in their 14th season say they've encountered some challenges following consistent rainfall and cloudy skies, noting that some rainfall is good for growth, but too much of a good thing can have negative impacts.
When we have a lot of excessive rain, it often means cooler temperatures, less sun, which just means less plant growth overall. It also means we lose a lot of water-soluble plant nutrients, so a lot of nitrogen gets washed out of the soil that the plants need.
We spoke to one of the co-owners with Bonner Farms, who says this entire field is a total loss, costing the growers thousands in profits.
When we have a lot of excess water, it's hard to get it to drain well. And water will sit in the soil longer than usual. So we've definitely had some problems this year, some bad germination, some disease issues.
Bonner talks about hopes to bounce back in the near future.
If we get some sunshine coming on here, that would be great. We'll probably hope to see a lot of stuff sort of pick up the growth rate.
In Belmont, A.J. Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, yesterday was Juneteenth, a day that recognized the end of slavery. When we return, we'll take you to a local ceremony.
Kane Brown, Drunk or Dreaming Tour. country music. June 22nd, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Special guests, Gabby Barrett and Restless Road. See one of country music's hottest superstars, Kane Brown, live. Tickets on sale now at KaneBrownMusic.com. Kane Brown.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
These local businesses would like to wish you a happy Independence Day, along with safe and fun celebrations all summer long.
I used to wait to run my dishwasher till it was super full. Now, I run it daily. Weekdays. Weekends? You might think that's wasteful, but it's not. Even half loads use 80% less water than hand washing, saving $130 on utilities. Cascade, dare to dish differently.
Hi, I use Febreze Fade Defy Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to control scent release, so it smells first day fresh for 50 days.
50 days?
And its refill reminder light means I'll never miss a day of freshness. Febreze Plug.
Do you want to improve or upgrade your home? Well, At Home Furniture, Appliance, and Bedding in Lincoln and Dover Foxcroft has got you covered. We pride ourselves in the relationships we build with every customer, from commercial businesses to homeowners. We have some of the best prices on the best brands of appliances, furniture, and mattresses, and we even offer full kitchen and bath remodels with a designer and installers on staff. So stop in today and check us out at one of our locations and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
Did you know that an alpaca item is the most wish-listed gift idea? Stop searching for that perfect gift and start shopping for it at the Blue Alpaca in Belfast. It doesn't matter who's on your gift list, the Blue Alpaca has something for everyone, with an incredible selection of alpaca socks, hats, sweaters, even stuffed animals, and more. Shop in-store or online and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. Too much to choose from? Don't worry, the Blue Alpaca also offers gift cards. The Blue Alpaca, feel the difference.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Yesterday was Juneteenth, and cities across the country were hosting events to mark the day. The holiday commemorates when the last enslaved people in the United States learned they were free. Here in Maine, the first annual State of Black Maine Symposium at USM was put on by Maine Community Development. It offered a deeper understanding of Black history in Maine and addressed the experiences of Black communities. Black Maine voices were amplified through a variety of speakers and a panel discussion. One of the goals was to unify differences, inspire, and build solidarity.
Happened to be a mirror on the side of the wall, and I stopped them and I said, "Girls, look." I said, "You see beauty. Tell me, I'm beautiful, I'm special, I'm smart," you know, and then the entire year, this must have been like the beginning, there was one particular student, every time she saw me, she's like, "Miss McKenzie, I'm beautiful, I'm smart," you know, and it's like, gave me so much joy because I was like, I would have loved to have heard that in the school halls when I was growing up.
The event also featured Black-owned businesses. The city of Brewer also celebrated accordingly. This particular event has been going on since before Juneteenth was established as a federal holiday. The 17th annual celebration was held at the Joshua Chamberlain Freedom Park. Doug Banks has the story.
No more auction block for me. Too many.
The celebration of Juneteenth took place in Brewer on Monday, led by the president and CEO of the Maine Human Rights Coalition, James Farner.
You need to treat everyone you meet the same way you want to be treated, because this thing called birth, we have no choice. You're born to be who you are by chance.
The ceremony also recognized those who have contributed to the Maine Human Rights Coalition. Guest speakers, including Reverend Daniel Russell and Mayor of Brewer, Subon Pantai, spoke about the importance of recognizing the day.
I would encourage the citizens of Brewer and Bangor or Greater Maine to speak to their neighbors and not take all their information from what you see online or in media, because your neighbors here in the state of Maine, it's a different place than sometimes what is shown on television or the internet.
A piece of advice Mr. Varner shared was to treat everyone you meet with love and respect.
It begins with you treating people that you meet and seeing that your children treat other people the same way that they want to be treated.
The ceremony closed with the placing of a wreath on the statue of Harriet Tubman, and a reminder from Mr. Varner to never stop believing that a world with love and understanding among all people will not always be just a dream.
Until I breathe my last breath, until I close these brown eyes forever, I'm going to use every ounce of my energy, my friends, to spread love. And I want you to do the same. Makes you feel so good, and it's so needed.
In Brewer, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
After the break, we'll take a look at the meeting between China and the U.S. in Beijing. We'll be right back.
When the Murrays discovered Gain scent beads, they fell in love with the irresistible scent. So did their dog Roger. Gain scent beads keep even the stinkiest stuff smelling fresh.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Healing Hands Massage, and Jackson's Automotive want to send you to spend an evening with James Taylor and his all-star band live in concert Tuesday, June 27 at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. And Jackson's Automotive in Old Town. We have the best technicians and always offer a fair price. Win tickets to see James Taylor June 27th on the Bangor waterfront. Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Now they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down. They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
It's summer, and the savings are heating up at the Furniture Gallery. Sofas starting at $3.99. Recliners starting at $2.99. Queen mattresses also starting at $2.99. Ashley, FlexSteel, Nectar, Restonic, and Serta. If it's in stock, it's yours to take home today. So what are you waiting for? The Furniture Gallery Summer Savings Sale is huge. Special financing is available. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. Your best value is always at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Dover Foxcroft, is sponsored by Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft, proudly sponsoring local community events since 1946. Stop by Whitney's Variety in Dover Foxcroft for Chester chicken and a wide selection of beverages, including beer and soda. McCusick Petroleum, your local supplier of heating oil, propane, and selling a broad range of boilers, furnaces, and water heaters.
Now to that high-stakes meeting between the U.S. and China in Beijing, which was never a sure thing. Secretary Blinken says they reopened lines of communication. ABC's Matt Rivers is in Beijing.
With tight smiles and a short handshake, a crucial moment tonight in superpower diplomacy. Secretary of State Antony Blinken face-to-face with China's President Xi Jinping in Beijing. Xi calling it, quote, very good. Both sides made progress.
It's in the interest of the United States, in the interest of China, and in the interest of the world.
The 35-minute meeting was never a sure thing. Confirmed just an hour before it began, the will they or won't they suspense a reflection of how tenuous the U.S.-China relationship has become. Blinken had planned to visit in February. That trip postponed when a Chinese spy balloon crossed into U.S. airspace and President Biden ordered it shot down. The relationship just getting worse from there as Xi strengthens his bond with Russia's Vladimir Putin, and a series of flashpoints erupt in the South China Sea around Taiwan. A Chinese destroyer coming within 150 yards of a U.S. warship in international waters. A Chinese fighter jet streaking near a U.S. military plane, a move the Pentagon called dangerous and unnecessary. Direct military-to-military communication remains largely closed off between the countries.
I think that's an issue that we have to keep working on. It is very important that we restore those channels.
Blinken's 36 hours on the ground here, a whirlwind of talks. Key topics: Taiwan, fentanyl, and lethal aid to Russia in its war against Ukraine, something China said it will not provide. Progress, yes, but limited at best.
The meetings that we had, I thought, were very candid, very in-depth, and in places constructive. And in other places, we have a lot more work to do.
Thank you.
President Biden reacting, saying that Secretary Blinken did, quote, a hell of a job here in Beijing, perhaps laying the groundwork for a future Biden-Xi meeting down the road. But these two countries remain at odds. No one single issue more contentious than Taiwan. China angry over increased U.S. support for that island. The U.S. likely not changing that posture anytime soon. And as long as that continues, expect this relationship to remain fractured for the foreseeable.
French investigators searched the headquarters of the Paris Olympic organizers on Tuesday in a probe into suspected corruption. That's according to the National Financial Prosecutor's Office. The Paris Organizing Committee said in a statement that a search was underway at their headquarters and that Paris 2024 is cooperating with the investigators to facilitate their investigations. It would not comment further. Paris becomes the third straight Summer Games organizers implicated in investigations led by anti-corruption authorities in the French capital. Vote-buying allegations linked to the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics and the 2020 Tokyo Games previously removed several members of the International Olympic Committee from that organization. Summer is the perfect time of the year to head to the beach and relax. There are things you need to know before heading out. ABC's Ika Jachi with a report on the most dangerous beaches in America and how to keep you and your loved ones safe.
The beach is a great place to relax, especially in the summer, but swimming in the ocean or any body of water can be risky. According to the website Travel Lens, New Smyrna Beach in Florida took the top spot for shark attacks with 32 since 2010, a far cry from the 9 up the coast at Myrtle Beach. When it comes to surfing, Travel Lens ranks Panama City and Daytona Beach, Florida, with the highest number of fatalities with 24 and 16 respectively. Officials say keep the following safety tips in mind whenever you or a loved one enters the water. Number 1, swim when a lifeguard is present and monitoring your area. Number 2, don't swim alone. Have at least one swim buddy that can get help. Number 3, stay in your zone. Don't swim in dangerous rip currents or areas that surpass your swimming abilities. And lastly, check weather warnings and water conditions before you head out. With this Medical Minute, I'm Ika Jachi, ABC News.
When we return, Chase Ropanak has your 5-day forecast.
For a better center to serve you, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. For a bigger selection of trusted brands, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. And to better service your ride, no matter the size, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. Master mechanics, free shuttle service, and the fair deals you deserve. Take Littlefield Avenue to Bangor Tire, beside Dysart's in Herman. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
This 4th, we're throwing a 4 for the 4th celebration with lots of top-rated 4s to shop, like 4 of my best-selling dining sets. Get my expandable Blake set, just $5.99. Impress your guests with my brand-new Alexis trestle set, just $7.99. Go farmhouse fabulous with my Montana set, just $9.99. Store more with the natural beauty of Sonoma, just $12.99. With financing options to fit your budget. You guessed it, 4 plans to choose from. Join the 4 for the 4th celebration at Bob's. It's gonna be lit.
Pepper's Landing is the definition of authentic Maine dining. Named in honor of our grandfather, The primary focus at Pepper's Landing is offering a variety of fresh, locally harvested seafood to all. We take pride in our quality and selection, but it doesn't end with just seafood. We also offer delicious selections of burgers, pasta, steaks, and more. So stop in to any of our locations and see what Pepper's Landing is all about.
Looking for a bladder leak pad that keeps you dry?
All of the things that you're looking for in a pad, that is always discreet.
Look at how it absorbs all the liquid and locking it right on in. You feel no wetness.
Oh my gosh.
Totally absorbed.
I gotta get some Always Discreet.
Bug spray works best when your family actually wears it. Get odor-free 8-hour protection from mosquitoes and ticks without the ick. Zevo on-body repellent. People love it. Bugs hate it.
Now let's check your full forecast with Chase Ropenack. Chase?
Our main weather today is brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are Paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. All right, looks like those temperatures are starting to warm up in our area today near Bangor. Looks like we're already reached around the high for today, around 70 degrees. And we can see down towards the southwest, it's much of the same, a little bit chillier near Augusta by around 69 degrees. And it's actually a little bit cooler, taking a little bit more longer to warm up north near Greenville, around 61. And we also have some mid-60s down by the coast by Bar Harbor at 64. Now take a look at the temperature trend throughout this week. We have that warming trend going on, and we can see by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that's when we'll reach the warmest temperatures with a high of 81 on Friday. So it looks like we have some summer weather coming into our week. It's going to be beautiful out there for you guys. And then we'll slowly start to dip down Sunday into Monday, back into the mid to low 70s with a high of 71 on Monday. Now, with the humidity, with these rising temperatures, they are going to rise as well. Looks like Friday through Sunday is when it's going to really start to rise up. Saturday will be in the humid region and will just touch the very humid region. Looks like by Sunday morning. That's when we have to take a look and make sure that it's going to be pretty sticky and muggy out there for us heading into the weekend. So that will be something to keep an eye on. But as we continue on, we'll take a look at the future forecast. We have those scattered showers moving through the area today. Then we'll have some passing clouds, increasing clouds as well, but then they'll slowly diminish, and it looks like going into Thursday we'll have some clear skies, and that's when we'll have some much more beautiful weather and some warmer temperatures as well. Now let's take a look at the future rainfall chances with these scattered showers today. It's going to be more focused on the southern part of the state, and it's not going to drop much rain at all. It's going to be pretty dry, honestly. We're under a quarter inch for most of the area, and it's not going to bring too much of an effect. And even though we've had a lot of pouring rains the past few weeks, today is much more of a drier day with these scattered showers. Now let's go into tonight's forecast. Today's forecast, we have a high of 70 degrees. Scattered showers moving through the area still today, and winds will be from the north at around 5 miles per hour. Then going into tonight, we'll have a low of 52, mostly cloudy throughout the night, and we'll have a few showers still lingering in from those scattered showers today. As we go into tomorrow, though, it'll be clearing up with mostly sunny skies, high of 75 degrees, and it will be a calm day out there with the winds. And going to your extended forecast, looks like the rain chance is going to continue on throughout today, and we'll have some much more beautiful weather Wednesday through Friday with some 80s, and then we'll come back Saturday with a thunderstorm chance and a high of 79.
Thank you, Chase. A new survey says for many Americans, money truly isn't everything. In fact, research from a new study found most adults define wealth as well-being and dollars and cents. The survey was conducted by the financial service company Charles Schwab. The results indicated Americans believe it takes an average net worth of $2.2 million to be considered wealthy, but 1,000 adults surveyed said almost half feel wealthy despite having about a quarter of what they think people need to be rich. 40% of them considered their overall sense of well-being their wealth, while 32% thought financial assets are what somebody needs to be wealthy. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. We'll see you tonight.